up, y'all? This is Serge and Nick right here. In the dress, all you us up. Hey, y'all, what's up? This is Straight Out of Columbus with Serge and Nick. Does body count matter? Can you save a hoe?
Oh, brother Nick. Body count does matter because at the end, and women know this intrinsically. They know that it matters because they'll never tell you what their real body count is. Body count matters because one, I think science has shown that you can't what they call parabond. Like the more people you sleep with, the less likely it becomes that you can find a mate that you can emotionally connect with.
And they're satisfied, you know.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So that's interesting.
So and that's what I've been hearing a lot about that. And I did a little research on that, and that not only but also when you have that high body count, a man will look at you and say you've been sharing the most precious thing to you with anybody and everybody.
I'll put this in layman's terms. What he's saying is, too much semen can keep you from love, ladies. Too much semen can keep you from love.
Too much semen from different dudes. I parabonded. I never heard that term before.
First time I heard it too.
But like growing up, I would hear like being in the church, like spiritual energy. Spirit, like all these different spirits on you, and you can see it. Like a lot of the women that I went like just going back to high school, it's like the more the body count that these chicks had, the more crazy they were, the more hostile energy, that they had. And I see it to this day. You got a lot of angry females walking around. Not most, not all, but there's a lot of angry females. And if you talk to them, you do a little research, you'll see that they deal with a lot of men. They got a lot of different spiritual energy.
Now, I got another question for you guys. Do you ask a question to the chick? What's her body count? How many times have you asked? What's going on? How many times have you asked the chick, Nick?
I may have asked in a lifetime, maybe like 5-6 times. But after so many times, you learn that that's a question you just don't want to ask.
When's the last time you asked a woman what her body count was? It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while because I didn't ask my ex what her body count was because at that point I already knew not even to ask. See, but here's the thing though, if you don't ask, and women think that you are comfortable with their body count because you never asked, they will give this information to you. They will just live out. They will just spew this information out. Oh, I've had sex with that many people because they think you've become so comfortable with them that you will be okay with that number.
I've had that happen, and trust me, when they've done it, it doesn't work out too well. I've heard what was it? I was number 30. Woo! That was the end of that relationship.
Number 30,
Number 29 and number 30, she couldn't remember.
The fact that you can't remember probably a number higher than that.
And that wasn't even the highest body count I've heard from a female. Again, I didn't voluntarily ask that. That's why she said that after sex, which was even more disturbing to me, that she volunteered that information.
But you also gotta nowadays with the way culture is, that's not really something that women shame each other for anymore.
Oh no, society in general.
In fact, they have a counter to that. It's called Amber Rose, and she will tell you not to slut shame. So shout out to Amber Rose.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna say with me, last time I probably asked a chick body count, probably shortly after high school. The way I kind of gauge it now is through how she's responding, how she acts, how she conducts herself will tell a lot. And because my whole thing is when a woman's body count is too high for her, it may not necessarily be too high for me, but it does something psychologically to you when you have something that you're uncomfortable with.
Yep.
That those men that she's dealt with, she's uncomfortable with. Yep. And so it's on display in the way she acts. Whether it's 3 people she's been with and she's uncomfortable with it, and she starts to kind of act out, and the piercings and the tattoos in excessive manner. She'll start to display this, the cut off of the hair, yes. All of this.
The dyeing of the hair.
Yeah, the dyeing, the cut off. She starts to go through these extreme measures. This usually happens after, certain issues take place because she's uncomfortable with self. And so I don't really ask. It's kind of put on display by her behaviors. And whether it's 3 for this woman and it's 30 for the other one, both are uncomfortable with their body counts. And that's how I look at it.
Let me ask you this though. If, like, let's say, I don't know how to word this question, but
go ahead and spit it out.
Well, let's say that, like we've been saying, a lot of these women volunteer this information, you know what I mean? And the body count, women don't shame each other anymore for having these high body counts.
They don't shame each other, but I shame them.
But so I ask this:
I don't.
who do you think is responsible for correcting that kind of behavior? Then do you think it's a responsibility that the women should take on with other women, or you think it's a responsibility that men should take on for the women?
In an ideal world, it will be the community, meaning everybody would be like an equal level of responsibility for everybody. Men, grandmothers, aunties, all that. But definitely, I think it's more important for other women because shit, we as men, we tell them. I mean, we've been telling them like, hey, that's unacceptable, and they just shoo it. Like, I'm not trying to hear that, man. Who cares what you think, sir? So yeah, I think ultimately, if it was more elders, more women, more big peers telling them that, hey, this sort of behavior is unacceptable, they would be more responsive to them versus us. Because I've actually tried to have these conversations, and it don't matter if I'm rah-rah, like I'm coming at them like judging them, or I'm like very sensitive and empathetic. Either way, they don't take it.
Nah, not at all.